Jalen Hurts has one of the highest floors of any quarterback in fantasy this season, and I think his ceiling is greater than you might realize. Last year, he led all quarterbacks in rushes, rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns. Two of those three categories are likely to sustain no matter what. It's really easy for us to project him to run the ball a lot and run the football very effectively. Scoring 10 rushing touchdowns for any player, especially a quarterback, is hard to keep up year over year, but the floor is immeasurably high here, Mike. And if this guy just turns the corner a little bit as a passer with much better weapons around him, the passing upside could be good enough that he could challenge to be in that very elite tier of quarterbacks that we talk about as the very, the Mahomes and the Allens and the Lamars and the Herberts and the Bradys.
Yeah, no doubt. QB7 last season, and he was not in the top 20 in pass attempts or passing yards or passing touchdowns. Only had 16 passing touchdowns. I am projecting a bump of about 7 in that department, maybe a slight downgrade in rushing touchdowns this year, to your point. But, my projections love him. I mean, it's hard to knock him down. The problem is this. You say he's a high floor player. On a week-to-week basis, that's exactly right. There's no doubt about it. If you have him and he's starting, you feel good about it. My question is, does he make a leap forward this season and play better, or does he maybe level off or regress and they decide at some point, passing game's not working? Should we give Gardner Minshew a couple starts or something? That's at least, it's more of a risk for him than it is with any other player. And remember, they have a lot of first-round picks next year. They're thinking about, they'll at least have a fallback plan if they want to go that direction. Maybe they take a look at Minshew during the fantasy playoffs. You know what I mean? If they're underwhelming, that's a risk with him that you do not have with other first-round quarterbacks. That's why I wouldn't put him like third, or fifth, right? That's why I'm knocking him down to like 7th or 8th in my rankings. But again, week to week, you feel great having him.
Yeah, that makes it seem more scary than I was just excited about Jalen Hurts. But I understand all the things that you're saying and the idea that, listen, 22 of his carries came inside the 10-yard line last year. Like, obviously, we're saying can't predict touchdowns, but knowing that they utilize him specifically at the goal line as a runner, if he takes that next step forward at all as a pass catcher, this is Jalen Hurts taking the next step into this echelon.
Here's one last good and bad stat for Jalen Hurts. He had 10 rushing touchdowns last year. 5 of them were on quarterback sneaks. The good side of that is that if they get close, he's going to get an opportunity on some cases.
Yep.
The bad side of that is that 5 touchdowns from basically the 1-yard line and in, that's hard for anybody that's not named like Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor to do every single season.
Well, the one positive about this, though, is that it's not like he has a running back that's taking away any kind of rushing volume and touches from him.
By the way, I do have him with 9 projected rushing touchdowns.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.